Hello, one and all, and welcome back, of course, to LCR Season 5 for Part 9 of our 16-part saga. We're here at the beautiful, picturesque Silverstone circuit in Great Britain. It's time for the British Grand Prix. This 3.6-mile circuit awaits the guys with 18 turns ahead of them. 8 are to the left and 10 to the right. We have 3 different DRS activation zones with 3 different individual detection zones. Overtaking is not of a short one round here with the softs, mediums, and for the first time this season the hard tyres are available. It doesn't look like they're going to be intermediates and wets, but you never quite know what to expect. But let's have a look at the grid. So on pole position is the Ferrari of VSR Clonetroop. Another superb lap means he is in a prime seat ahead of him, but the two-time world champion is alongside him. Row 2 in the end, VSR Dreadix, the Canadian, with a good display inside him. King Liam 25, the championship contender, do not forget, 11 points to himself and Leopard. And the Italian of UK Dark Predators, strong again. Finally some good luck for Fredster, he starts from P6. Row 4 in the end, John Chalanki and KRC Jani. But the final men in the top 10 is the Pro champion. Waisel starts from P9 with Jory alongside him. Outside the top 10 on row 6, we have Phoenix Legend and LCR Visualised. Row 7, surprisingly, is LCR Hayden and Army Hogley. Normally see them up towards the front. Drizzle Revenge and AOR Charlie line up on row 8 with Boris Erlox and Tisdale on row 9. And the final row out of 10, LK the Frenchman and the Flying Dutchman of TOR Verstappen. But the guys are making their way thick and fast, and I am joined this week by LCR Apex. And Apex, what a thrilling qualifying session we just witnessed.
Yeah, it was crazy. Intermediate conditions, just well, I would say it was ever changing, but it was solidly intermediates throughout. But with the drying track and the faster lap times towards the end, it was nail biting. And the top 3 drivers separated by half a tenth, with just 0.18, separating Clonetroop and Leopard up front. So it's going to be a very competitive battle. Don't forget King Liam in 4th place, going to try and make up championship points. He lost out last race, so a lot of elements to go into this race.
Yeah, as you can see, no one is on the hard tyres. We've got a few on the mediums, a lot on the softs, so it's clear that the tyre strategy is pretty obvious in this one. But let's face it, the guys make their way towards the grid. TOR Verstappen, the final man of 20, yes, you hear me right, 20 to get ready to create their legacy ahead of the guys in this Grand Prix. But here we go. It's all about LCR now, and it's all about taking your breath, holding your nerve. Clonetroop against Leopard on the front row, Dreadix against Liam on the second row, and Predator against Fredster on the third. But here we go. The final car just now parking up, and we get ready for 26 laps of this beautiful former airfield, now turned into a track god. Here we go. We build up towards those 5 red lights, which are now coming on. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights ahead of the drivers, and the British Grand Prix and LCR is off. And it's a fairly starter for VSR Clonetroop5. Leopard are not getting okay start. Dreadix alongside down towards turn 1. Liam's trying to get the inside. They're going to be taking 3 wide down towards turn 1. Look at that they are. And Dreadix is pushed down wide. Liam's getting 2 positions off the line. Look at UK Dark Predator to the inside line of LCR Leopard as well, down towards turn 3. Looks to be doing a really poor start for Dreadix. He appears to be miles down the field, and the P10 is getting shoved down left, right, and centre. But look at that, almost 5 wide in the background. That is insane stuff. But it's Clonetroop leads. Liam second, Leopard third. Jani's all of a sudden stuck him up to 4th. He gets past the sister team of the UK Dark Predator. Leopard's strong defensively now going to go against KRC Jani down towards the Brooklands corner. Unbelievable start as Jani tried to swoop his way around the outside. I don't think he can just about, but the flying finish down the inside, and the Italian has made it 3 wide through towards that corner. Unbelievable stuff. And Predator has back P3. Leopard now defending against Jani's teammate, a legend. What a poor start, the Super Swede now trying to get down the inside for the first time down towards Cops, and that is a sensational and poor start. And now John Chalanki's having a go. Who's that off as well? LCR Fredster's off. Another poor start, another poor day for the Ferrari. What has happened to Tisdale and LK? They've not come together as well on that one. But Apex, what on earth has happened? It's all gone wrong for the German.
It's all gone wrong for everybody down the field. A lot of people, the big winners off that first lap was Clonetroop and King Liam. Leopard is having to go side by side with his team LCR Compadre. John Salonica. John tries to go for a switchback as they go through Stowe, but Leopard's gone super wide. I thought he went for a dry setup, and that's why he was struggling in qualifying, but he's continuing to struggle throughout the race. Army Hogler and Jolly going side by side. You can't quite take your eyes on him a bit. Clonetroop crosses the line in P1 with King Liam behind him, but Leopard has it all to play for and has to just pick up the pieces from what has been a cagey, crazy start from nose to tail, from beginning to end. It's just, you can't take your eyes off it.
Can't indeed. One thing that is crucial to mention, of course, Liam is on the soft. Almost because there's been a bit of contact. But, oh, look, Visualize that. What's on earth that? There's been absolute miles contact. Verstappen's already got past. Drelex has just dropped down a few positions, and I have no idea what's happened. The VSC is deployed, so we have a bit of a brief calm moment. But did you see what on earth happened there, Apex? Because I didn't quite get a chance to see it.
I didn't quite catch it on board. I'm hoping we can have a replay. But I did quickly flick down to Callum and LK's perspective, and who actually this VSC will help, as you mentioned. And Visualize had been crashed out in the middle of the track through penalty by LCR Hayden. That's not going to help. Visualize had actually been stranded in the middle of the track, completely destroyed his car in the middle of turn 3. So there must have been an incident, maybe squeezed out. It's strange to have it crashed out in the middle of a corner where the walls are miles away, but side by side for some reason goes certain drivers through the VSC. But I think the VSC is now over, so we're back racing.
We're quickly switched back and fast, and well, the two guys behind Cloak have had a hell of a start. Liam's down the outside, down towards Valley, now shifts to the inside, down the inside goes Kingdom 25, the two champions then side by side. I don't think Just Yet will have the chance on that move, but maybe potentially down towards turn 1, because of course they've got a different line. Here they come now, on the inside line goes Liam, down towards turn 1. It's unbelievable stuff, here they go side by side, and I think he might squeeze him out. Clonetroop forced miles out, and he's gone miles too far wide, and I think he will have the lead now. Yes, he does. UK Dark Predator is side by side with Kelsey, Johnny Moment, until Clonetroop trying to defend as best he can through the arena section. Round the outside goes Kingley in 25, and I don't think he can. We will look behind as well. The two Red Bulls sniffing red, lighter blue blood on UK Dark Predator, and Johnny's now trying to go to the inside as well. But look at that, Liam's now back down the inside, down towards Brooklyn's corner. Will he have the lead just about? No, he won't, because Clonetroop sneaks his way back in, and that might be enough for him. The Swiftback still on though, potentially now come towards Cobbs. LCR Hayden is out of the session. What has happened to him? But meanwhile as well, look at that UK Dark Predator doing his best to try and fend off against Cassie. Johnny can't quite as well. Leopard got past Feeding second. What a start this has been all of a sudden. Clonetroop now doing his best to defend down towards Baggins and Beckett. Who's going to hold their nerve into this section? They both tried to do it, and I think Clonetroop might come out. No, he won't. They're still side by side towards Chapel Corner. This is unbelievable stuff on lap number 3. And who will have DRS? Nigel doesn't have it, which means both the cars behind are going to help push themselves forward. And we'll see a 4-wide situation. Johnny trying to be the inside. Clonetroop been forced out by the pair of both UK Dark Predator and Kelsey Johnny Leopard. Sneaks past him well, but now he's dropped out of field. Leopard's off, Leopard's out. Unbelievable stuff. The two-time world champion today continues to get worse. Wasteful defending against John Solanke. It's unbelievable, chaotic, mad stuff. As Leopard misses one more at a stone corner. I didn't quite manage to get the camera angle for it, but this is simply sensational early on. As Leopard is out, Liam leads. Clonetroop fallen down the order, following probably a bit of contact. I can't even watch it. I can't take my eyes off anything. There's just too much going on. Apex, what on earth have I just witnessed?
Oh my god, I was about to ask you that question. I want to mention about Clonetroop real quick. He just got pushed out slightly wide, and Johnny, just the slightest bit of contact sent him into a half spin. And Clonetroop might have been thinking in that moment, this is it, my race is over. But then just 2 seconds later, shock of all shocks, the two-time world champion LCR Leopard retires.
It's only 11 points between Liam and Leopard, and that means now, as it stands, all Liam needs is P4 to take the champion league out on today. 4 seconds coming to the first time. We did see a time coming from Wasteful. I don't know about guys further down, but 4 seconds only soft. These are a massive bit of oversteer. Out of Chapel and loses a little bit of top through his teammate, but not too much. Coming on the background, it's the pro champion against Jolly down towards the Stoke corner. As the pro champion found something like P5, he probably can't believe his luck. But I think round the outside goes Jolly, and yes, a nice and easy move for the McLaren, and he has now got some of the top 5, and he has been having some tremendous races recently, and again has had a good start today. Got himself in the P5, starting right down in P10, but all the winners, the biggest winner off the line is Boris Elos. He's started on 8th row, P17, and is already into P7. What a start for the Renault, and again goes to show my Renault at the top of the starters, because one of them is leading, and one of them has had a tremendous start, climbing through the field like a hot knife slices through the butter. But Apex, we must be getting towards the first stop for these guys who are on the soft, because they do rather quickly. We've still got a few laps to go, but they're going to start the struggle. And the guys on the medium, like the leading guy, Charlie, as Kingdom 25 does get a penalty. That's very early. Surprising though, but it's easy to do round here.
Clonetroop is, Yep, there you go. Clonetroop slowly recovers the position. I just want to quickly mention LCR Fredster is actually doing a decent job trying to recover his positions. Obviously, he had a very poor start despite his high qualifying position, but we know he's got the pace to put through in. The trouble is with tracks like this, is King Liam is now learning. With 3 DRS activation zones, it's very hard to shake cars. Austria, Canada. Here, we're seeing it over and over again. And in fact, UK Dark Predator looks like he's pushing every ounce of energy out of that car, and he looks like he's going to try for a move, but he can't quite do it. It's King Liam does break a little bit later as far as letterbox does get past Waystall up into P6.
But UK Dark Predator seems to hinder the back and absolutely pound the back of King Liam 25. And like I said, it's very easy, very difficult to shake cars around here. As Clonetroop gets a 3-second time penalty as well. That's going to hinder him later in the Grand Prix, especially if he continues on the medium strategy, goes on soft. And you can see, Phoenix has got to set the hard compound tyre, the blue wall tyre, which will go a long way in this race. So maybe he's thinking, I'll get the undercut, play it safe, and just make sure I get the car to the end. Because if with him being so far up in the track position, he's got to really fancy his chances today. So, different strategy from the Red Bull, would you expect him?
I think he might have missed the trick there, because from lap 7 you can actually pit from softs to mediums and actually get them all the way to the end. And the hards are not worth going on their paces. They just fall off the map to see how Duralex and Verstappen, although they're close to each other, they haven't caught back on the field just yet. And it's just going to compound Phoenix Legend's issues with the fact that he did get a 5-second stop-go penalty. He shouldn't have to serve it, but it will play on him towards the end of the races. Gianni also gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as he endeavours to keep up with the 2 leaders, but is all falling into Dark Predator's lap as he looks like he's going to be leading the race on penalties, and he's going to lead the race right now as they enter into Stowe. Gets the move done easy peasy just as they enter the braking zone. I was expecting King Liam to pit there. I thought he was letting him by, but apparently not. UK Dark Predator now leading the race.
He's a good driver, and in fair to them, they are both friends. You can see they've got mad respect for one another. Meanwhile, the 2 Hassans are side by side, the Greek and John Frank and the pro champion of Waystall. It's a proper scrap here, but just about, I think most people defend it. The long way round for him indeed. But yeah, because now it means that UK Dark Predator leads this race. It means that, well, it kind of takes a bit of pressure off these tyres in particular, because dirty air in these modern cars is a big problem. Also, one thing we didn't mention is Jolly has been overtaken by Boris Olos, one who has just been passed by Clonetroop, is the Season 4 champion defender of John Slankin. What usually appears to become a bit of his element here on these medium tyres. The softs probably not the favourite tyre, but Johnson maybe not trying to go back and no, he backs off, thinks better of it against the VSR man. LCR against VSR, it's teams galore. You've also got a Chizu, I believe, team ahead of you. I don't know what I think he could be wrong. Yeah, see, I know my facts sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because he's going to under the back of Waystall, and he appears to be quite in the details, because it is expected with him, but you never quite know what to expect with Clonetroop. You get quite often 50-50. We've seen him have DNFs to his name this season. We've seen him have race wins, podiums. You never quite know what you're going to get. He's about to make absolute mincemeat of Waystall, I believe. Down towards Stowe, he goes to the inside. Will this be a fairly easy move for Clonetroop on the mediums? I don't know. Waystall's going to do his best, I think. No, not quite. But it's a good move from Clonetroop. And he will now. He's on about 3 seconds behind this scrap, and with all the stops coming in, Waystall's trying to about down the inside. So, oh, a bit of contact. Clonetroop and Waystall come together. Unbelievable. I don't know if Waystall's gone wide. He's now gone wide, and that might allow him to come back through. But that was just a bizarre move, and that is going to cost not only Clonetroop race time, but also precious tyre wear as he tries to make sure he's really remaining good, mixing going to soft at the end. But that came probably at the wrong time for someone like Clonetroop. I think Waystall's trying to back out of him quite.
One thing worth noting, though, redirect your eyes down the field. Boris Letterbox just exiting the pits onto a fresh set of medium tyres. He's the person who decided to go for the undercut. He's just come out ahead of Phoenix Legend, as Phoenix Legend actually does make short work of the Renault driver you would imagine going through turn 3, but no, Boris Letterbox has a good line through turn 4, but Phoenix Legend switches back, and wow, actually pretty fair move there, actually, good job. But the thing worth mentioning is Boris Letterbox and Phoenix Legend both have the undercut. Their undercut is now active on the cars down in front. Boris Letterbox, remind you, he's actually running in like 4th, 5th position. So this becomes crucial when everybody in front of him starts to pit, including Presti, who just picked up the time penalty. And this train going on, Clonetroop, Waystall, John Salonica, Charlie, and they're going to be losing time to Prisoner's Revenge and Fresta behind them. It's going to be all mixed up when the pits begin. And it's not going to begin just yet for Dark Predator, but it does begin for King Liam and Gianni and Jolly, who all enter the pits. So Dark Predator is maybe looking for the overcut. It's not really a good thing to go for on this track, because VSR Clonetroop, who started on those mediums, continues on and continues to try and play out its ultimate strategy. It could come back to it towards the end of this race. Don't count him out just yet.
As expected, Liam, Gianni and Jolly all doing a set of mediums. They come out in the same order they did. It was close though. As you can see, look, the Red Bull right behind the Renault on the way out. So that could have very much been an undercut. But let's have a brief look as to where they come out in regards to both Phoenix Legend and Boris Leopard. Down towards turn 1 comes Phoenix. You can see there he goes past Jolly. And you can see ahead, there's Gianni. So just about works out for those two, so they come out ahead, Liam and Gianni crucially, ahead of the hard compound tire on the things like a bit of a moving obstacle for likes of Boris and Jolly, who both came out ahead of them but then had the move really done as it was a really poor little late braking decision out of turn 4, which meant it was so easy for Finland to just go bloody swoop back down the inside and say, right, I'm this position, you're this one, just get over it, lad. As you can see, look, the Greek of John Sanchez with their 3 second time was on the back of Waystal still, but still couldn't quite get the move there and had to really back off him. Couldn't leave him prone to Charlie, but showing him what he's going to. Of course, Charlie on the mediums compared to these two guys on the soft. As Waystal was being absolutely closed down towards Stowe. Down the inside goes the Haas, on the Haas, and it's a brilliant move, and Predator is in. Race leader pits, which now means Clonetroop will adopt the lead. The two Haas's, I thought they were about to double stack then, but they didn't quite. Same with Toro Rosso, but no, for once, it's team communication that's worked for him. But John Slanker with a 5-second stop go for his troubles as well. But where's Predator going to come out in regards to Liam? It's going to be close, and he's had the wonderful thing where, as you can see, that he bloody swoops away, back in, whoop, and out he goes. Hardly appear, but where's he going to come out in regards to these guys? What was the gap before? I think it was quite close, so if Liam's had a good outlap here, we'll probably see an undercut Apex.
It looks it. Dark Predator was really struggling with his ERS on the way in. It looks like it's going to be very close. King Liam goes around turn 1 now. There is Dark Predator, and he just slots in behind, but he might try a move on the switchback. There you go, the warmed up tyres working a treat for the Renault driver. Unfortunately, Gianni is too far back to take advantage, but King Liam back ahead of Dark Predator. You could say the leader of this race, but once again, you have all the medium driver in front of you playing the alternate strategy. The only driver on track right now is the pro champion Waystal, who's extended these softs just as far as he could, and he's got to be worried about punctures surely as he gets hunted down by AOR Charlie as well for the podium paying positions. But Gianni also getting past UK Dark Predator. Those cold mediums not quite turning on, and that overcut not exactly working as well. I mean, a lot of people probably would have predicted and played off him. So unfortunately for UK Dark Predator, he doesn't quite maintain the advantage, but the freshened tyres could come back to him towards the end of the race.
Yeah, meanwhile, Charlie now trying to go on the outside of the only soft compound tyre runner, as he said, Waystal, the pro champion, not quite able to defend on that one. I expect him to start it, and then yes, he does. So he's going to go for the means. Then he'll have the freshest mediums for everyone in terms of going towards the end. This is related to the soft, but still a long way to go. Boris down to sweep by the outside of things, and he finally gets the move done on a hard compound tyre runner. But Fredster is closing up to the back of Brad, aka Savage.
T1 was satisfied.
Oh dear.
On the exit of the final corner, he unfortunately spun from a high position last week, and well, I mean, not quite spinning from a high position this week, I guess. But P17, his day just goes from bad to worse. But at the very least, he can take solace in the fact that he's getting over with his qualifying banning stuff from last races. UK Dark Predator yet again. Phoenix Legend, suffering from Boris Letterbox. Those hard tyres, as mentioned, aren't quite finding the grip as he slides way out wide from the cops. As Army Hogberg takes to the grass through Beckett. T-Cell, takes to the grass through Beckett and loses that position to Hogberg. I'm not sure. These medium tyres might slowly be falling off, but they should be good for a while. Yeah, a good probably 8 more laps at the maximum. So maybe they'll be moving some pace, especially the older ones versus the newer ones. But it's strange to see that the only Williams on track right now is Callum Teasdale. It's not Leopard, it's not Apex, it's Callum Teasdale, flying flag for probably one of the most successful teams in LCR history, but not doing so hot this season. In fact, the teams that are doing really hot are Renault and Mercedes, but Mercedes themselves have had a pretty poor race today, and that's going to make them suffer in the team championship. As Phoenix Legend gets penalties are going to start trickling in slowly throughout the race.
That is the most bizarre. He ran wide down the start-finish line and got a penalty for it. But he went slowly onto the gravel and got a free second. That's one of the most bizarre penalties I've ever seen. But nevertheless, Boris now on the back of UK Predator. He's probably serving a bit of a rear gunner for the Renault teammate. But down the inside goes Boris, through towards Brooklands. Might be a fairly easy move. The Predator to the switch back, no, not quite. Meanwhile, up ahead, Tisdale is yet to pit. He's having to defend against the racer, well, technically racer. Kingdom 25, and this will have Gianni once he goes up. If Tisdale doesn't let him go so easy through towards Cops, and now fact fairly easy to be said, as Predator gets another 3-second time penalty. The time penalties are coming in thick and fast for a lot of the guys this race. If you don't pick up one, why not fancy chance at a high finish, judging by it? There's not really too much between all the guys.
Top 6 all start on the medium tyres, including Clonetroop as he continues to try and push. Just to note, his gap to King Liam right now is only 17.7 seconds, and with how long the pit lane is, he's not going to come out in a very competitive position. In fact, he might have to navigate traffic when he does come out the pits, as Callum Teasdale loses out of position to Dralik, something who is 4th in the standings right now, but last race couldn't pick up any points, and today, once again, suffering. And it's just going to become damage control in the latter half of the season. Again, round 9 today, round 10 next week before into New Year for the final 6 rounds. As King Liam is now on the back of Hogler, getting the moves done. Hogler hasn't pit yet, King Liam has, but he's hungry for more. He wants to get away from the Red Bulls behind him, as well as Clonetroop, who's trying to make the gap. And Dralex, speak of the devil, unfortunately has just retired, and I believe that was actually on accident. I think he lost the car. It's a weird position where he's retired, but unfortunately, yep, he has retired, and he won't be picking up any points. Somebody who would like to pick up points is Clonetroop, who's now coming to the pit.
Indeed he has, he's now coming, so let's be interested to see where he comes out. As you see, we've still got Hogler battling away with Janice, so that's now 62. Is it Phoenix stage? I think it is. Always had a moment there at Maggots and Beckett's. But let's have a brief look to see where Clonetroop is. They're only just making pit box. Where's Liam? Because we're expecting to jump by quite a distance, really, by about 10 seconds, you'd reckon at least. So Liam goes past, Janny goes past, Hogler goes past, expected, Boris, Fred. I think he might funnel out behind Jolly, okay to John, maybe just. Let's have a look. Happens out the pits. Nope, he's not even going to get to John. He's gone past. Waystall is okay, so he's come out quite far behind where he really wanted to.
Boris racing Hogler.
Indeed he is. It's a good move from Boris. He now wants up ahead. And next up, the UK Dark Predator and Hogler. And I mean, speaking to you, but if you were Hogler in this situation, you're stuck in the middle of traffic, which you're not really strapped for. Would you just pit and go on those set of stops and just maybe make them last a couple more laps so you don't have to keep dealing with this?
I think he might be doing just that. In fact, I'd be surprised if he didn't hit this lap. Just because the stops were pretty comfortably make it to the end. It's not like he is basically trying to conserve points. I mean, he's going to lose positions anyway to the likes of Jolly and John. Charlie, speaking of which, losing positions. Preston losing positions as they are entering the pits. Drizzt's Revenge, by the way, never won an LCR race. He's currently leading the British Grand Prix. And I'm guessing Hogler does not pit just yet. Unfortunately not quite as high, but all these cars pitting, the Toro Rosso, the Ferrari and the Mercedes, as well as the Red Bull, I believe, they're tumbling down the field. That will help Clonetroop. They should come out behind Clonetroop, who was leading before he pit. So he will at least pick up points. But crucial to mention, as you said, King Liam, I believe, will exit this race to lead the championship. He was 22 points, not 22, sorry, 11 points behind Leopard before this race, but Leopard's going to be picking up diddly squat points. King Liam should be picking up 25 unless something goes terribly wrong, as Boris Letterbox putting the boots to the ground. It could be a Renault 1-2 actually. Boris Letterbox has pit, so he's going to the end on those tyres, and he's currently back up into P3, just jumped ahead of Janny. We could be on for a Renault 1-2 out of absolutely nowhere. Where did he come from?
No idea where that one's come from, but don't discount the two Renaults just yet. Do not forget, Boris started way down in P17 and is currently on for the 1-2, but it's a long old race still left to go, and he's got both the flying fin of LCR and the
well, he's not going to fit anymore because Dark Predator's just pushed Jenny around through the exit of Beckett.
That's one of the more funny moments I've got to tell on. But Janny Brown is now the UK Dark Predator. He's the main. I was trying to think of alliteration to say for Italian, but I couldn't quite think of it. Phoenix is out, and it's been an awful day for Red Bull all of a sudden because one of them's just spun, the other is out of the Grand Prix, and that's been really cool. But unfortunately, Brad is not going to get to lead the whole lap because he's just come into the pits. Oh. But he's still on for a Renault 1-2, so it's not all bad.
So Dark Predator was leading this race at one point. Unfortunately, well, actually he passed King Liam on track. His Clonetroop sets fastest lap. I think we're going to see a lot more of that as he begins to chase down John Salonica. He could be on for a top 5 finish. He needs to start closing the gap. Well, there you go. Position done. There you go. John went a little bit too wide through turn 3. As Clonetroop is going to start trying to take back the positions, recover some points. But UK Dark Predator has had tremendous pace today. but has unfortunately suffered behind the Renaults of King Liam and Boris Letterbox. And I'll actually check the penalties real quick because I know King Liam has 1, didn't pick up a single warning since. Boris has none, and Dark Predator has a single penalty. So right now, Boris Letterbox is actually winning this race.
Well, of course, with the scrapping and with, the battling away, it can lead to penalties because Boris said doesn't have one. If the opponent closes up and gives him a bit of a fight, he could push him a little bit outside the track limits and potentially put pressure into a mistake and allow Liam to really regain the lead again.
Yeah, the trouble is that it's good for Renault to have a 1-2, but surely he'd be thinking that they'd rather King Liam win because he's the one with the championship campaign. But don't forget, Boris Letterbox does have a win this season. He can join. I was actually just thinking earlier that he's the only one who's won a race this season who hasn't won a second one, and that could change today. And as much as a shock it was in Bahrain, it's still a shock here now, despite already being a race winner this season. He's in prime position to do so, but as you said, he's got to watch out for Dark Predator behind him because even if Dark Predator doesn't get past, battling won't compromise the Renault driver. But Boris Letterbox is now within DRS range of King Liam. He probably doesn't even have to wait until penalty. He could get the move done on track.
Boris and Liam, good to see Boris potential for his second
Fred. He's just gone wide and it's allowed LK back for it. Hold on, there's just a bit of battling going on towards the tail end of the points as LK manages to take advantage of Drizz's Revenge's mistake and sneak up and just nick that position away from Fresta. Fair enough, as Charlie's already tagging on to the end. Hogwarts also retired from the session. It's a risk of attrition all of a sudden as we're only down to 14 people from 20 starters.
I'm going to ask you now, Apex, for your prediction. Who have you got to win this race?
Boris, and that's me playing completely safe due to the fact that he legitimately is winning the race. I'm going to be brave and say that he's actually going to win it on track. I reckon he's going to get past King Liam. That gap is closing and closing, but the gap also closing. Fresta's still struggling with positions, fighting AOR Charlie for the lower positions. Drizz's Revenge kind of hangs out outside the points. This could be crucial for, especially Fresta. Once again, that lack of points is really hanging over his head as his teammate is running in P5. He's going to want to help the Ferrari outfit, a team that he's wanted to join pretty much since last season. So he's going to be absolutely
Boris down the inside of Liam, down towards Brooklands. He's gone down the inside, and the switchback might be on for Liam. Yes, it is, just about. The long way around for number 25, the inside line for number 69. Who will defend? Just about. That was not a sexual reference. Down towards Lovefield. I think, yes, he does. Liam defends the lead just about against Boris, and that really was a real knock on the door from the other side of the garage to say, yeah, I'm here to not only win this through penalties, I want the full 25 points on track. So a really bit of pressure, which has allowed UK Dark Predator back into the scrap. So here we go, down out of Chapel, down towards the hangar straight. We both direct flats go open. Predator closest of all three of them to one another, but Boris is rapidly closing up, and he's got a lot of ERS to burn, as you can see via his blue bar on the user face of his steering wheel. That means he's got a lot to burn, but down towards Club and Vale, not quite the chance just yet. As you see, he's basically pushing his teammate through, which could be a sign that maybe he's doing a bit of jiggery pokery, as I like to say, as Martin Tyler said on FIFA, as trying to sort of push him into a difficult situation and cause a bit of issues for his teammates to allow Pred to get past, and then mean that, well, it's not a Renault 1-2, but it's a close friends 1-2. So the other flag in sector 3. Charlie appears at the moment. Is Fredster involved in that? Yes, he is. Any sign of what happened there, Apex?
I was quite gripped by the battle up top, but it looks like Fresta is waiting for Charlie regardless. So unfortunately,
Boris back down the inside. He's tried again through Brooklands. My apologies, and this time he has it. He has got the race lead remarkably because he's done exactly what he needs to. He learned from his mistakes and defended that inside line, and now Boris leads the Grand Prix on track, and that is fairly easy for the Brits. So it's currently still a British 1-2, but it's now Boris ahead of Liam. But I think Liam is thinking about coming back at him down the hangar straight. So you can see all those back and basically pushing him through. Maggots and Beckett's now on board with the Renault against the Renault. Again, 25 against 69. He will come out on top. Then out towards Stowe corner. He opens the DRS. He's now shifting to the inside, then back to the outside. Boris in the next inch of room. Leave a bit more space for your team. Over down the inside with Kingdom 25 on Boris Letterbox. And he has back the race lead on track. It's just about what he needs. UK Dark Predator probably smells fresh yellow blood ahead of him, but Boris again loses out on the race lead. And well, now it's all about, again, it's almost like watching go-karts. They're swapping and changing all the time. The positions don't want to calm down. But UK Predator is closing up towards Boris down towards turn 1. Not close enough just yet for the move. Maybe a dart in the in-arena section down towards turn 3. Will he have it all to go? Not quite, because Boris broke fairly late, but Liam also broke late. As you can see, all 3 of the cars with 5 laps to go are less than 4 tenths apart. This is unbelievable stuff to witness. It's Renault trying their best to work together at the same time, more or less interested in their own points than they are the team. They've said in interviews numerous times they're more focused on the team championship. Rounding outside again goes Boris down towards Brooklands, not quite the move just yet, and through towards Luffield. And well, they're only really counting their times, and UK is probably counting the seconds before he gets the chance to have a pop at Boris for second place, and maybe even Liam for first place. It's turmoil for Renault all of a sudden, and this is just insane, Apex.
There is no love lost between these two Renault drivers. Casting my back to Canada, these two came together in qualifying and then the race. These two are not teammates. These two are 2 drivers who are employed by the same company, and that is it. Boris wants to win this race. He's going to win it on penalties, but that is not enough. He wants to win it on track. He feels like he needs to win it on track. Get this championship back sorted, but King Liam really needs the title chance to be alive. If he wants the title chance to be alive, he's going to have to win this race, and his teammate is not helping. They're not playing the team game here. And I should imagine on the Renault wall, they're biting their nails, hoping their drivers don't come together to bring home the 1-2. We need these points.
There they are, but Boris now goes the inside down towards turn 1. Not really huge overtaking spot with DRS. It was a chance anyway, but it's not quite the move. And where is UK Prix? He's now got the inside line down towards Arena, and it's exactly what Renault were worried about, down the inside, but not quite. It was very late braking for Boris, but that is what the Renault team are worried about almost certainly. It's that very Honda Toro Rosso right behind them, thinking attack as well, but down the Brooklyn straight they come towards Brooklyn's corner. Long way around for Boris again. Liam can defend on the inside, a bit of wheel banging between the two, but round the outside goes Boris, squeezes him out just about, and that would be it surely through towards Luffield. And then, well, it continues to count down just the laps. You can see we've got 4 laps, or just under 4 laps really, left to go of LCR, and it still remains in the balance that Boris will win, Liam will come second, and Preg will come third. But with all this scrapping, you can't quite predict what will happen. Will it be an all-over situation again? Preg now trying to have a look. Potentially had a little look at the pop, coming out of Pop's corner, but couldn't quite get the move. Here they come though through Magnus and Beckett towards Chapel corner, and now this really is the chance. You see Preg basically pushing Boris through, but Boris is also pretty much pushing Liam, but he's lost a bit of time. And of course with a double top slipstream, I don't think it's been enough, because Boris is closing up to his teammate, down towards Stowe. Not quite what they do. It's the stuff you dream about in league racing situations. It's stuff that commentators dream commentating on. You cannot quite call the end of this, but we've now got 3 laps to go. It still remains Liam, Boris, Pred. It still remains Renault, Toro Rosso, but as it stands in terms of when the checkered flag waves, it will be Boris, Liam, Pred. And this is just sensational, Apex, and I don't know when it will quite end. It probably then when the checkered flag wave will probably still be interesting racing.
One thing to bear in mind, Boris is 1 warning away from a penalty, so 1 wayward line and 1 wide corner is all to play for. Right now it's just elementary. Boris just needs to, finish in the general area of these two. But if he runs wide, then it's game on. He has to get the position on track, and he knows that. He's trying every single chance he can get. He just wants to get ahead of his teammate. He just wants that comfort of being in first place. He doesn't want to win it on penalties. That's just too much of a question, especially with how close he is. He has to get that lead of the race. He might not even know that King Liam has any penalties. Again, these two aren't on the best terms right now. They're probably not speaking to him. So he has no idea what the situation is. All he knows is that there's a yellow car in front of me. I need to get past him. I want to win this race.
Indeed he does. A bit of a twitch of overs there, because UK Predator. Oh my goodness me, please don't drop it now, lad. That would be unbelievable scenes as Jolly all of a sudden snapped the podium. Clonetroop was 2 seconds behind him, by the way. And still sort of bearing down. As the tire kicked in, you can see Jolly seems to be okay on the knees, but they might be feeling the effects of the 15, 14, 13 laps respectively old. Boris again closed up, but still couldn't quite the move. But we're about to start the penultimate lap of racing. Prep another snap over to maybe sign that the tyre wear is kicking in for the tyre. I can imagine just himself and Boris are pretty much in dirty air for like the entirety of this stint. So they know how they feel, and they're probably being pounded constantly. Just give them, say, come on, a little bit more. We've got a little bit more left to go. 2 laps left of racing. Pred snatches the back end as they come towards the arena section. Will he try a dart? No, he couldn't, because again, Boris broke rather late, and again, Liam broke fairly conservatively. So thinking more about right, I'll sit back, and if you go for the move, that's when I'm going to have to really start to engage it. But now down towards Brooklands, and again, this is probably the best one Boris has had out of all the attempts that he had. Down the inside, goes Boris Leopard on Kingly in 25, and I think he will defend the inside just about. Long way around again, now the inside line for him. He puts him in contact. Unbelievable, they've squeezed each other out. Brent sneaks through. I don't believe what I've just seen. The two Renaults have surely imploded, and Boris has got a Toro ahead of him. They still get the race win due to the fact of penalties, but unbelievably, that was a real big shove, and they weren't on good terms now. What on earth are they on now?
Thing to bear in mind, Dark Predator and King Liam, they both have a single penalty, so that is a battle on track right now. Right now it still is Renault 1-2, as you said, because of Boris's lack of penalties and the two drivers in front of him having a penalty. But if that causes Dark Predator to get in front of King Liam, which he could do right now as he goes into snow, that could compromise the points for Renault. This is very important that these two don't let that Toro get by or get away.
Indeed it doesn't, but we're about to start the final lap of racing. 3.66 miles left to drive for these guys, and we still don't know realistically who's going to finish where. One lap of racing left to be done on this former airstrip turned into a godness of a track. Here we go. Brent might try a dart. I don't think he's got too much respect for them. They're very close friends in league racing, so they might try to sort of work together on this one. But you see LK just half way step further down, and I believe Charlie and Verstappen knocking the door on each other, but we've got to focus on this because we've got just under 3 miles left of racing left to be done. As you can see, Brent has got on the inside a little bit on Brooklands, not quite able to get the move. Boris then might try and fancy his chance as well down towards Loffield, couldn't quite just yet, and as you can see it's kind of petered out, but look at that, Jolly's only a second row in this gap all of a sudden as well. So if they really do start knocking on the door, Jolly could gladly switch to the inside and take that one as well. Through towards Coxfield and they come for one final time, and surely Boris is on his way to claim his second LCR victory. Brett has gone a little bit deep, and that might have been part of the Boris around the outside. No, maybe now he knows about penalties, and maybe he's thinking the conservative game as the other flag in sector 2. I don't quite know what's happened on that one. We've got just about a mile left to go. Boris is being hindered by Jolly on the back. I don't know how many penalties Jolly has. That could come critical for him as well. But all as you can see, they all come following that. It's like lap 1 all over again. But it's lap 26 of 26. Liam's only got a few corners left to go to claim what will surely be P2 in this Grand Prix. Few corners left. Vale up first. And no one appears to be... Oh, Jolly gone for the move. There's been a contact between himself and Boris. Jolly is then spun as that Clone couldn't get through. Not quite, but up to the line they come. Liam takes the victory. Just about, and then Boris Leopard is a 2-time LCR race winner. Not a champion, but it's a 1-2. And it's thank you to Renault. And what a Silverstone British Grand Prix LCR has just witnessed. Boris wins, Liam second, Brent in third, Jolly fourth, and Clonetroop with a recovery drive in a P5. What a Grand Prix we've just witnessed, Apex. Incredible end to it, which sees Boris win ahead of Kingley in 25. UK Leopard came in P3, with Jolly in the end snatching P4, P5 for VSR Clonetroop, and P6 for the Frenchman of LK. P7 for John. Nice to see him get his first points on the board this season. Thank you guys very much for watching as per usual, and see you same place, same time next week for the German Grand Prix. And well, thank you guys very much for watching, and goodbye.